In February, Microsoft named Asha Sharma as the new CEO of Xbox. By then, Sharma had already been around the block, both within Microsoft and without. From early days at SC Johnson and Microsoft's own marketing department, Sharma's held leadership positions at Facebook and Instagram, Instacart, and home improvement startup Porch. As you might expect, it's a collector's shelf of acronyms: COO, VP, COO again. For the last 2 years, she's been leading Core AI, a sort of centralized group connecting the different AI projects Microsoft is pushing. In the Xbox announcement, Sharma doesn't shy away from where she comes from. She says, as monetization and AI evolve and influence this future, we will not chase short-term efficiency or flood our ecosystem with soulless AI slop. Games are and always will be art, crafted by humans, and created with the most innovative technology provided by us. Now, you might be thinking, what does soulless AI slop mean to someone who spent 2 years pushing the kind of technology that people talk about when they talk about soulless AI slop? When Sharma says that games will be created with the most innovative technology provided by Xbox, there's already evidence of what that means. I recently spent some time digging through that evidence, and while I came up far from empty-handed, what I found is slippery. The story of AI at Xbox isn't just about the use of Gen AI to commit creatively bankrupt decentralized art theft. It's a story about how AI tools are placed in the hands of artists, and what artists are told to do with them. Over a year ago, Microsoft showed a series of grainy, AI-generated GIFs showing a facsimile of footage for Bleeding Edge, a multiplayer game released by Xbox and developed by Ninja Theory. The GIFs were the creations of Muse, a Gen AI program being put, or likely shoved, into the hands of the 30-plus studios under the Xbox umbrella. Microsoft research specialist Katja Hoffman described Muse as a way for developers to test and iterate on ideas quicker and deeper.
We were able to tease out that aspects like iterative tweaking and divergent thinking, which have already been well established in the computer-supported creativity research, those continue to be really key when creatives want to engage with these types of models.
So, Microsoft's most innovative technology is a mock-up machine. Feed the program data from what developers have already made and get it to create something for them to use in game design. The idea seems to be that if you were designing a level in a game and wanted to see what it would be like if some walls were replaced with jets of fire, this thing could just burn through the water supply of an Iowa town real quick and get it for you. Dom Matthews from Ninja Theory talks a lot in this video about the talents of his staff. He keeps saying that he doesn't want his team using the tool to create content.
But it's actually about creating workflows and approaches that allow our team here of 100 creative experts to do more, to go further, to iterate quicker, to ideate quicker, to bring the ideas in their heads to life in a tangible form for others to see.
In a space like games, generative AI could be used to create images or even video clips that get turned into assets. We see that all the time in the rife world of Steam and the Switch Online store, but at least for now, you can't make a complete playable video game that way, let alone one with any artistic value, obviously. Instead, here's a much more palatable kind of AI. Here's Muse, an intelligence that you can train on the real hard work that we really care about seeing humans do. Feed it all of that real, vital human ingenuity and let it imagine for you. Don't worry, hardworking human, your illustrations and design ideas and writing and coding can now move on to their next stage in the hands of your good friend Muse. We promise it understands artistic intent perfectly. After all, you trained it. This is all conjecture, of course. Matthews himself does underline the importance of the real people at Ninja Theory. On the other hand, he also underlines the idea that Microsoft's most innovative technology will be great for efficiency.
How can we use technology like this to make the process of making games quicker and easier for our talented team so that they can really focus on the thing that I think is really special about games, which is that human creativity.
Efficiency sounds well and good when you're talking about, I don't know, the output of a printer or the render time on this video, but Matthews isn't talking about that. He's talking about a tool meant to help people explore ideas. To Microsoft, to Asha Sharma and the Core AI team, what is that tool actually for? This wasn't the first place where efficiency came up in my research. Remember, Core AI is the banner that all of Microsoft's AI projects live under. When you look at how many different projects fall under the Core AI banner, the end goal looks a whole lot like automating as many things as possible. When the program got announced, Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella said 30 years of change is being compressed into 3 years. That inside of a memo that keeps talking about advancing roadmaps. He also talks about using an agentic method for building and coding AI programs. Agentic software means AI developed to take in and analyze data on specific tasks, or businesses, or lines of work, and then make its own suggestions or even take action on its own. Muse is agentic, and it sounds like it's not alone. Speaking of other things in Microsoft's AI megalith, it's now time to talk about Copilot, Windows 11's own bespoke ChatGPT that was caught combing through users' confidential emails just back in February. It's also on your Xbox. Sort of. Microsoft Gaming Copilot was deployed across Xbox in 2025, but not on actual consoles. If you're logged into Xbox on your PC, your phone, or your ROG Ally handheld, it's there. And allegedly, it's got features tailored for gamers. Microsoft wants you to ask Copilot for recommendations, help with the game you're playing, and even basic account help, effectively aiming to throw out the need for guides and basic IT in the same dumb run as choice paralysis. Reporting so far shows Copilot stealing guide advice uncredited from gaming websites, talking to adult players like children, and being used by a whole lot of people who just want someone to chat with as they grieve children in Sea of Thieves, one of the only 2 Microsoft-owned games to appear anywhere on this thing's entire webpage, but that is neither here nor there. If you play Xbox on an actual Xbox, Gaming Copilot will apparently come knocking on your impersonal gaming obelisk's door later this year. If a robot brain that Googles things for you at the expense of a guides writer's salary doesn't feel quite frictionless enough, good news! Next, Microsoft would like AI to play your games for you. In March, Microsoft patented a system that lets gamers call in human or AI helpers to join in your play session and take control of your game. Putting aside for a moment the other problem of letting real humans take control of complete strangers' games, the patent filings include the claim that current methods to seek help from players are rudimentary. Unfortunately, when I first found out about these patents, I had to stop my research for a bit so I could hop on stream with my friend Claudia to play Final Fantasy X, which I help her out with by having multiple guides pulled up that were written exhaustively by dedicated fans of the game who have made sure this kind of help is readily available since the game released in 2001, and without which we probably would have never gotten through that goddamn third Seymour fight. Anyway, according to Microsoft, the current methods of getting help with a game are rudimentary. But you see, they want to make sure you know that everything before AI was rudimentary and slow, and now we're here in the future, where our machines can all think for us and be efficient and fast. The only way to move beyond the rudimentary basics of the past is to embrace a future where our tools think for us. Games made by people who have been taught to automate parts of their creative process. Players who can automate help when stuck in a game at the push of a button. Whether you're a game designer or the end consumer, you don't need to puzzle over the difficulty of that boss fight anymore. We've built something to solve that pesky problem for you. The friction, the engagement between the game and your human mind will be handled for you. The problem about reaching this conclusion is that you've heard it before. AI dev tools, AI programs for gamers to talk to, AI slop on your digital storefronts. AI is being sold as a way to solve all of your problems, smoothing out your brain, draining the value of work made by humans. Sometimes that news just feels like one of 100 air horns blasting in our ears every day, especially on the internet. It is so hard to focus on how one company is using one set of destructive tools when consolidation, job loss, dictatorship, war, and trade are all competing for our attention and making it harder to grant proper passage for anything. When you're overwhelmed by that, you don't want to think about any of it. I didn't know about the AI patents or Muse or most of what core AI does until I started doing a lot of very deliberate research. If this video can be the place where someone else learns something, that's great. But if you feel like another video about AI and media bad is trodden ground, take away this. The work to dismantle artistic jobs and devalue critical thinking takes a lot of time and effort. And so tracking that, speaking up about that, chronicling that has to also take a lot of time and effort. Think about companies that own the games you love or the music you listen to and see what you can learn about how AI is seeping in there. You'll find work by journalists in the thick of the same fight we're all in. When the threats to artistic work and critical thought are sold under the guise of removing friction, it's going to take a lot of us moving through a lot of friction to get a full, real picture. Whether it's a picture of Asha Sharma's Xbox, Satya Nadella's Microsoft, or anything else.